The first thing we kind of want to talk about is what happened earlier today, Sunday, and I think the biggest one that happened today was the Colts losing to the Jaguars, and it wasn't close at all. I think the final was 26-11. Was that the final score?
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to ask this question, but guys, is Carson Wentz the guy in Indianapolis? Is he going to be able to get it done ever in Indianapolis?
He's not the future.
No.
I mean,
I remember when these guys were comparing his ass to Dak.
Nick Foles
Where are those guys
better.
now?
Nick
You're
Foles
playing the
is
worst
better.
team in the NFL.
Where are they at now?
Playing the worst team in the NFL for the playoffs. You throw under less than 200 yards and you have 2 turnovers.
It's rough.
Against a terrible defense, by the way.
Yeah.
The defense is so bad.
how do you have 3,500 passing yards this year?
He threw the ball.
Man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. He threw it and people caught it.
I mean, that's how many Trevor Lawrence has.
And then 27 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. I mean, his stats don't look that awful.
Trevor Lawrence
what was
to
that
Indy
pace,
confirmed.
Trevor Lawrence.
Who?
Trevor Lawrence still has 10 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. So
Carson Wentz
That's
is
our
better
number
than
one
Trevor
pick.
Lawrence. So
Bro, just give him Michael Pittman. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
AFC South where
No.
NFL quarterbacks go to die.
By the way, that was the most
No.
points they've scored all season. The Jaguars.
No, it's not.
I swear.
Oh my
Dumpster
God.
fire.
How did you know that?
I just
Who
I just looked
said
up.
Indy's defense was good?
I just looked up their
Don't-
schedule.
So
Dumpster
Wilkie and
fire.
JoJo, are y'all the big?
No, I
Indy
said they've
big
been
guys?
playing good. I didn't. They were playing good.
Yeah, they
were
playing good at the time.
What did he say last
Yeah.
week, man? Indy's D, man. They really could help them push a run in the playoffs.
I mean, you
Can't
see
make
what they
a
did
run if you
against
don't
the
make the
Patriots weeks
playoffs.
ahead, and then a few other teams they beat that were pretty good offenses.
Talks about their defense like they're the Cowboys.
Nick Foles is better. It doesn't matter.
Well, let's wait till the playoffs to see what Dallas's defense does.
I'm scared about that one.
Also,
Green Bay first round
also-
bounce. Calling it.
Also,
That could happen.
another big thing in this game was Jonathan Taylor had 15 carries for 77 yards again against not a very good Jaguars team, and he has to be. Are the Colts? Are they able to make the playoffs? Or are they bound?
No,
they're out.
unless there's
They're
a
done.
unless there's a tie, I think.
No, they
No.
both get
No,
in.
that's
if
for
it's
the
a tie.
Steelers.
That's
Okay,
a tie. The Steelers get in.
Steelers.
Yeah.
So-
Colts are done.
The Colts
No,
do
if
not. Okay.
If it's a tie, Steelers don't get in. They both get in.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
thought if the
Steelers
only get in
Raiders
if
won,
one
the
wins.
Colts
That's right.
got in.
That's right.
If
I thought
either
the
one of them
Raiders
wins,
won.
as long as the game doesn't end in a tie, Steelers get in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So who are the 3 wildcard teams in the AFC? The Raiders, the winner of this game, the
Steelers,
Steelers,
Raiders.
winner of this game, and who else?
And
Oh, the
Patriots.
Patriots. So, unfortunately for the Colts, I mean, you had to go in there and win. You had a lot of confidence. You're playing the Jaguars, and you lose, and it's never close. And I don't know because the Colt. I mean, you have Jonathan Taylor and the whole Carson Wentz deal, where if he played a certain amount of snaps, they got the first round pick. Oh, would that be the Eagles get their first round pick? If he played a certain number of snaps, it was
Yeah.
something like that.
They had to make the playoffs contingent on another one, right?
Yeah. This, I mean, you had to go to Jacksonville, and I know it's a hostile environment, but I don't know if it was a lack of concentration by Carson Wentz. I don't know if. I mean, Jonathan Taylor shouldn't get the ball only 15 times. Personally, I don't
Yeah,
think. I think
that's
Jonathan
really
Taylor
low
should
for
have
him.
20
Y'all remember what I said
20 to
last
25
week?
carries.
Y'all remember what I said last week? I said the same thing with the Colts and the Titans. If they get down 2 scores, they're screwed because you can't rely on that run game. You just can't. If you have to score quick, you can't do it.
Well, Carson Wentz is just not a good quarterback. I mean, we know that. He wasn't going to be a guy that was going to carry you to and in the Colts' defense, they weren't going to win the AFC South. The Titans had that locked up, but the Titans took care of business. Now, granted, it was by 3. They did beat the Texans, but I mean, they weren't going to win the AFC South, so they would have to win every game probably on the road, right? And Carson Wentz can't do that. I think Jonathan Taylor's good enough to, be a good running back and try to keep him in games. But Carson Wentz, I think the Colts need to try and maybe find a guy or trade for a guy. I don't think they're going to get a good enough guy in the draft this year because they don't have that first round pick anymore. But dude, like it is ridiculous that Carson Wentz rookie year, right? This kid does really good coming out of North Dakota State, has a really good year. But since then, and I know he had an injury late in his rookie year and whatever, but this dude, like he's not a good enough quarterback in the NFL to carry a team. He's always going to be a dude that has to rely on big running backs, guys who can run like a Jonathan Taylor, like a Derrick Henry, like a Nick Chubb, who you can give the ball to 20 to 25 times a game. He's never going to be a dude where you say, hey, yeah, I'm confident in him going out there throwing the ball 35 times and we're going to win a football game because he's not the guy to do
Can't
that.
win a game by himself. Yeah. You got to have a good supporting cast around him.
Yeah. And in the Eagles' defense that year, they did have a fantastic defense. But, I mean, the Colts, I feel bad for him because, man, Jonathan Taylor was so good this year. Michael Pittman was at a breakout year. And, they had some injuries on the offensive side. And their defense was, trying to figure it out at times. And then you try to give the ball to Carson Wentz to go win some games, and you can't do it. I kind of feel bad for the Colts because I don't necessarily hate the Colts, but Carson Wentz just sucks. I
think the Colts
sucks.
relying on the 2019 Carson Wentz went out there, threw for 4,000 passing yards. You still have that hope that he can still be a good quarterback, but it's just not panning out.
And
Listen to this. Ever since
Nick Foles is
November 14th, if Jonathan Taylor had more than 21 carries, Colts won the game.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about maybe like a Minshew going to Indy?
Minshew is good enough to play in the NFL.
He's a QB1. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what scheme he's going to fit though.
Denver.
I think he could fit that scheme.
Washington, Indy, a team like that. Somebody has got to sign that dude. I love Gardner Minshew, and he's from Mississippi. He's a Mississippi guy, so we all kind of sympathize with him because he is from Mississippi. We want to see guys like that succeed. But no, dude, his I know they lost pretty bad on Saturday, but I don't think it was his doing, was it?
He was playing with a bunch of backups beside him.
Yeah, he had nobody out there with him. Yeah. You could just, you're not going to win a game if your defense gives up 51 points. I don't care who you are. Yeah.
And you're playing all the Cowboys' starting defense, and the Cowboys are already good enough.
No, not all of them. Not all of them.
Most of them still most of them.
We have backup corners that have only played like 2 career games as our 1 and 2.
But still, the Cowboys are still good enough.
We still did have our full D line out there. Yeah, and everybody like that.
Exactly. So. Yeah.
Do y'all know what Wentz's contract is?
Oh, it's a lot.
Massive.
It's absurd.
Well, how many more years he got?
Massive.
Like on that contract?
He's probably got another 2 or 3.
Hopefully, he gets dropped.
So y'all, ever since Andrew Luck kind of just up and left, they've dealt with just like rentals.
Yeah.
So I wanted.
Don't blame that on Andrew Luck though.
No, I'm not. No,
it's not. No.
They decided to get an offensive line right after he leaves.
Yeah.
He's got a
Keenan Allen? No, that's Mike Williams.
4-year, $128 million contract.
Jeez.
You can't tell me Carson Wentz is worth $128 million.
No.
They were living off his 2017 season. That's what they were doing. They were living off that.
I think people are trying to. It's like one of those rookie breakout years, right? It's your rookie breakout year. You have a good year, and then that's it.
Kind of what Baker's
people are trying to figure you out.
Colts are they kind of put themselves in a tough situation with that because I don't know what they do because nobody's going to trade for him, and I don't know how much they'd have to pay him if they just dropped him, which I don't think they're going to do. So you leave him at backup and try to go out and get another guy. I mean, who's
Wish
all
they
out
would
on the
drop
market
him. I'm
this
tired
year?
of watching
The
him.
only way you get rid of him is if you trade him, but nobody's going to trade him for that much money.
No.
He's
There's gonna be a lot of trade interest quarterbacks though. I mean Mayfield and
I agree.
there's gonna be a few other ones.
I think
options,
Drew Lock, Minshew, Drew Lock, Baker.
Sean, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, we will.
Y'all see Trubisky getting another chance somewhere else?
I think
No.
so, man. I think so. I think so.
I think he could.
I don't think he ever showed
in a league
anything, really.
in a league where Daniel Jones is still starting, I think he deserves a shot.
Anything's possible.